news. s1mple, I'm not moving to Falcons. This is actually crazy because I mean, I'll be honest, I've been pushing this narrative. I thought for sure he had to go here. So his future's up in the air after stint was cut short by the RMR failure on Telegram to announce that he will not be continuing his stint with Falcons. I'm not moving to Falcons, he simply said. HLTV, upon being contacted, he confirmed that there's no chance for him to stay beyond his loan period with the Saudi Arabian organization. Okay, this is wild. He can't play. I mean, he's really preying on Wonderful's downfall then. There's no other, because nobody can buy him out. Let me, I guess, be very specific. I think some people could potentially buy him out, but s1mple showed good level, but it's not like his contract's got to be massive. Like probably the biggest buyout by a good amount to move him. And I've said this before, s1mple, people like to portray s1mple as toxic, all that. First off, I think he's like genuinely evolved a lot, like in team stuff. However, the reason why I don't think it would work that well is because I think s1mple is an opper, but he's also a secondary IGL. Fuck me. Hold on. I just think like he wants to be a large voice in the team, and that's pretty standard actually for oppers. Like, especially at the time, I do think there's more oppers now who are a bit more passive in how they start. Like, listen to not that other oppers don't listen, but every single round, especially earlier on in Counter-Strike, every single round an opper is kind of expected to like get value, look for a pick, or do some sort of opener in the round. Not always, but I mean, that's like, that's how it's really genuinely like always started and progressed. And I think that's led to s1mple, especially like, dude's smart as hell. So when he's going for set pieces and stuff like that, and then he's seeing how the round evolves, he has a lot of input in the round. Problem with him going back to NAVI, I think, is like, it just might be too many cooks in the kitchen. Because I think that's why him and Emma didn't work very well together. Emma is a secondary IGL. He's the right hand to Lexi B. And also, obviously, Lexi B is pretty hands-on with things. So, like, you have Lexi B being hands-on with a lot of stuff because he's the IGL, and that's just the type of caller that he is. And you throw in Emma, who's also secondary calling. And then you throw in s1mple, it's too much. It's too much. So like, even if Wonderful had like a terrible major, I don't know if they go back to him. And then if he's not going to play for Falcons, which I'm not saying he has to, I just don't know where else he could go. Maybe he's in a position where he wants to try to buy himself out and open up opportunities or work with other orgs to like help facilitate his own buyout if he's feeling incredibly motivated. Most people don't know that does happen. I know players that were so frustrated in situations that they lost money moving teams because they joined one team, they wanted to leave the team, and then to get out of that, they had to use their own money to basically facilitate the buyout. I don't think s1mple is like going to be having that situation necessarily, but I wonder if he's like incredibly motivated to just like run it back, he might try to like find a way to work with an org to try to, basically put up his own money for his buyout. Is there a cap on buyouts? There's not a cap on anything, on salary, because to have a cap on those things legally, you need to have a collective bargaining agreement. Otherwise, you're just artificially manipulating what people can and can't do without them having any real representation or say. If you want a great example of what this looks like, you could look at Overwatch League and them getting sued by the DOJ because they instituted a fake salary cap. That's always a fun one. If you just Google Overwatch League DOJ, it'll pop up. And if you're not American, that's Department of Justice. No, I don't. Bro, he doesn't. I always like how people are just like stream. Like, dude, I'm not trying to make it. I'm not going to give you the streaming is hard thing, but streaming is definitely not for everyone. And I do not think s1mple enjoys or would enjoy streaming full time. Bro hops on, blasts some music, keeps the cam off, doesn't read chat, and farms some FPL, and then he hops on. I don't really think, honestly, if anything, s1mple's individual level impressed me more than like s1mple. I mean, he could have done more, I guess. Like there could have, but dude, Falcons is so dysfunctional. So I don't really know. I do think he probably helped his stock, not hurt it. At least that's my perspective of it. It's just, it really just comes down to that buyout number, man. If Navi's willing to work with it and like moving it down, the s1mple want to maybe try to put up his own money with an org in combination to get out of it. I mean, there's a lot of things he could do. I'm just surprised. I still really am surprised. I really thought this was like a foregone conclusion. So it's really now it's like, dude, imagine Nico sees this and imagine being Nico saying or assuming you're going to go to Falcons and you see how this team just performed. And then you saw s1mple played here and he's like, I don't want to be a part of this. Bro, I mean, this makes me question like if Nico didn't sign, maybe he does reconsider it. Like it's so funny because this would basically be everything repeating itself. Is everybody's kind of like, yeah, we should all go to Falcons and make a team. And then they just see how absolutely dreadful it is. And then they're just like, maybe we don't. Because that's what happened last time. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could sit here and try to spin up some narrative where I feel like he would go. I think just being Captain Obvious, he's probably hoping he can somehow sneak his way into the NAVI roster again. I mean, not sneak, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it really would work. Maybe I'm wrong. A buyout, it's just a matter of who's gonna foot the bill. Liquid have a chance to do the funniest thing right now. Liquid s1mple again. Liquid s1mple again. We run it back. s1mple bidding wars. I just don't know if there's gonna be that much of a bidding war because like it's just, bro, it's. I mean, I'm trying to think of like the biggest buyouts that we know of. They're like around 1 million, like maybe a little bit either at 1 million or a little bit less. With s1mple having at least an entire year left on his contract. From what like is publicly known. I think HLTV reported it before. And showing that he like, I'm not saying he came back and he's showing that he's quite literally s1mple from CSGO. That would be unrealistic to begin with. But he showed that he's definitely like still like he's good. Like the only win that Falcons got is because s1mple literally had plot armor jumping out of heaven on Anubis, dodging a nade and killing a guy midair MP9 to force it to overtime. That is the one win that Falcons got. I guess it's just a wait and see, man. It's a wait and see. I'm so curious to see what'll happen with him. I wish I had more to add. I'm really surprised because dude, all I know is after this major shit, my fl0m clips and highlights channel of reactions to all the news and trying to figure out what's going on is going to be insane. This is going to be the craziest offseason we've had in a minute.